Hey everyone, this is Jennifer with Midwest Wilderness Connections, and most recently I visited Munson Township Cemetery Prairie Nature Preserve near Cambridge, Illinois, and I wanted to share with you guys some information. I got videos where we go through and do plant ID if you want to look those up on the page. There's part 1 and part 2 are available, but also what I have, here's just a picture I took at Munson. But on our the Midwest Wilderness Connections website, if you go to the natural areas section, you can look up natural areas by portion of the state. So in this case, I went to Northwest Illinois, and I actually have a page dedicated to Munson that I've gone through where you can see pictures. Here I have like the historic vegetation maps. If you read the caption down below, it shows you historically in the 1836 to 1859 in the land surveyors where they were going through what kind of vegetation did they document on the site. So in this particular case, it was prairie when they came through. So you can see that. If there was green, it'll show you forested, or there are other colors as well. But for this particular site, it was prairie. And then you can see here is the natural color orthophoto, and it shows you the LiDAR hillshade. So basically what it's showing you is kind of a 3D view of the topography. So you can see that the Little Moan Trail, you can see it on the view, and it basically circles the ridge top. And then the hill falls away from you on the outside edge of the trail. But it has a little bit of a slope to it, some hilliness, but it's not too bad. But you know, you can come on and see pictures, and it kind of helps you plan your walk. Or, you know, is this a site where I'm going to be going up a lot of hills, down a lot of hills on the trails? Sometimes you can tell that on these maps. It may be helpful. The other thing that's helpful here is different plants grow in different areas of the prairie. Some of them like that south hill slope, some of them like a north hill slope, some of them like the ridge top. Some of them like the bottomlands where the soil's a little more moist. So this also kind of helps you figure out where are the different types of plant communities out there that I would need to visit to really see everything the site has to offer. So that's another reason why I've put that on here. One thing I don't have for this particular location yet are the USDA soil maps, because again, that's really going to show you where certain plants are going to grow, and then also could indicate where certain animals or wildlife could be found. Those that are have some kind of tie to certain types of soil, maybe soil that's a little more sandy, soil that maybe is a little more moist, like maybe a prairie crayfish, you know, something like that. So it could be useful, but like I said, I haven't created a soil map for this site yet. I create all those using the USDA NRCS Web Soil Survey. And you can go in there and you can generate soil maps and reports for any site you're interested in. So until I get one loaded on here, if that's something you're really interested, go ahead and visit the Web Soil Survey. The other thing I have here is just, you know, the map showing you the location. It's interesting. It's sitting up on this ridge top, and it's absolutely surrounded by cropland. It's just neat to see that contrast. And you can kind of see it in the videos and some of the photos I've posted too. I also have a link here to iNaturalist. You can see on this page the you know, different observations. People have been going out and identifying plants and animals and photographing them and submitting them to iNaturalist. If you click on this link, it'll bring up iNaturalist, and it's showing Munson Township Cemetery Prairie. And there are tabs in gray up here. If you click on them, it takes a little bit. You can see it's loading. So these are right here. I clicked on observations. It is showing you the most recent observations first of the different things that people are seeing out there. There is a list of people who have been submitting observations. If there's information, it doesn't look like anyone's put in much information for Munson yet in Wikipedia or Flickr, but you can find additional information there. I'll have to see why the species list, when you click that, I'll check into it. But if you just go over to observations, you can see the list of species. Okay, so coming out of there. Also, I do have a table down below. I actually put this table in before iNaturalist had a little widget where you could go in and see what everybody's documenting. So this will probably change in the near future, but I'm going to remove probably everything except for the plant list on this, because what I like about my plant list on here, if you click on it, it's a Google spreadsheet. So you've got the species listed and it's a spreadsheet, and I'm on a phone so you can't see the full spreadsheet. On a computer you can see the full spreadsheet, but if you scooch over, I've got it set up where you can see the bloom period. So for lead plant, which is actually in the photo I started this recording out with, you can see it begins blooming in May. So the letters at the top is March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October. So you can see that lead plant can start blooming in May and can continue through August, and that the flowers are purple. Down below, when we look at the thimbleweed, which was actually thimbleweed wasn't one below it. Tall anemone is what we saw in, I don't remember if it was video 1 or 2. I think it was video 2. But again, you can see it starts blooming May, June, July, August, and the flowers are white. And so by using this table, if you're going out in June, you can kind of scroll down that column for June, see which flowers will be blooming and what color. So that's one thing that's interesting, but you can see down here and below I had tabs, just keeping track of the birds, the reptiles and amphibians I saw on the site, insects, all that good stuff. But now that we have iNaturalist, like I said, I'll probably get rid of those and I will just have a table showing these bloom periods, because it's nice to have that kind of available, just kind of point and click. I have a little write-up about Munson, and then link to additional information from the DNR on this site because it is a nature preserve. Amenities, there's a mowing trail, so I provide information if there are restrooms, trails, park equipment. If there's a trail, what kind of trail? Is it just a dirt trail? A mown trail, if it's chipped, boardwalks, etc. A little information on how to get there. And then links to literature. This particular site, there's been quite a bit of research done. So Dr. Betts, I've got species composition of old settler silt-loam prairies. That particular document, I haven't found an online source for it yet. That's free of charge, so there's no link. Let's see if Marlon Bowles paper comes up. There we go. All right, so this one, it's downloaded, so you can open it. And so then it links you right into the resource article, so you can read it. If anybody knows of articles that I don't have in the list or linked to, go ahead and let me know, and I can update the page again. You know, I'm not constantly going in for every one of these sites and looking for new information. I've kind of put it up there as I come across it. So if you send it to me, I will update it. Getting back. I also have, if there are certain websites or groups that also had information on the site, like the Wild Ones, the Prairie Directory of North America, Defense of Plants, there's a podcast. So River Action in the Quad Cities has some information, so I went ahead and put links to those as well. And then just at the bottom of the page is just information that may be helpful to other people. You can leave comments, information about the site, whether or not you'd recommend people visit the site. So, like I said, since I recently posted about a nature preserve and it was on my website, I thought I'd just walk you guys through a site profile, remind people that it's out there and the type of information that you can find there. All right, thanks guys. See you later.